Hi guys. That was a really positive way to end non-conference play. Obviously the numbers are great and our offensive efficiency was really good, but more so, I challenged our team to kind of raise the bar for ourselves before the game and not need, some outside influence to challenge us, but just to say we want to be at a higher level than we've ever been. And for a young team, I think that's sometimes hard to do. And I don't know that we had successfully done that against opponents that maybe we're expected to beat. And I thought that was probably the best part of our performance tonight, is that they understood that message and they really took it to heart. I thought our efficiency was terrific. 33 assists on 45 baskets is how we want to play. These two sitting here were unreal. I think Christine's finishing just doesn't stop amazing me how well she catches and finishes in traffic and all that. And I just thought, if this wasn't one of the most incredible performances we've seen from any guard here, and there have been a lot of good guards, I thought Gabby just controlled the whole game, and 14 assists and 2 turnovers and doing a lot of different stuff was the signature point of the game. But happy to make a lot of baskets, but more importantly for our team to do what we asked them to do, and I think this gives us good momentum going into a very, very tough weekend.
Lindsay, with Pac-12 play around the corner now, where have you seen your team grow the most in the first non-conference part of the schedule?
So I'm pretty sure they listened to me from the beginning, but now I think they listen and sort of understand and try to apply what we're saying, and I think that's clicked for them of how good we can be when we combine their natural gifts and abilities, which are great, with some game planning stuff and some concepts. So I think that's been the biggest growth of them sort of understanding how to combine their talents with game plans. Second thing is our toughness. I mean, we really challenged them on our toughness. Literally there was even like a demonstration of how to dive on the floor that was quite memorable. And they've taken that to heart, and I think really showed that there is a toughness in them and not just a finesse, although, we've got some finesse, positive things too. So I think toughness and really understanding how to be a great team when you put two things together. And I've told them all along, our growth opportunities should be greater than everyone else's because we have the most youth, and I think they really are owning that. And I mean, even coming out of Christmas, that practice on the 27th, I felt like Christine came back from Arizona. I was like, okay, I'm not a freshman anymore. I'm going to practice like a sophomore, junior. And I think the upperclassmen have been continually growing every day, so those are good things for us.
Christine, are you at the point where the college games kind of slowed down for you after these first couple of weeks?
Sorry. I'm kind of sick, but I just feel like every game I'm just coming out and it's just new. I don't know how. I'm still in awe of just the game, of being in college. Just everything's just new to me. So like every game I just come and I just try to play my best, and whatever happens, happens.
Any explanation for the early struggles during the first quarter there? It was 11-11 in the last 2 minutes. You guys just flipped the switch. Any explanation or reasoning? Was that just rust, or what was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we missed a couple makeable baskets, but more so I called that timeout. We had a media coming at 5, but it was like 5:39. I was like, I need to call the timeout and just tell them to be more aggressive and make our own breaks kind of thing, and then they ran with that. But I think early on we were maybe slightly passive, but more so we just missed some makeable shots and weren't necessarily controlling our own luck in that way. And I just wanted to see a different demeanor, and I thought they really, again, responded to that. And, and they created that run. I don't think it just happened. I think they created a run because they changed their demeanor a little bit.
Do you attribute that to maybe having a long break before you're playing again and causing the stress you can?
I don't necessarily think so. I mean, this was, I think, the same amount of time from when we played UCLA as from UCLA to Nebraska. I just think, basketball has an opponent. People are trying to stop you from doing what you want to do. And I think our team is understanding you have to create your own looks. You have to get out in transition. You have to make the ball go in the basket, either with a score or an offensive rebound. So I think it's more we're learning that if, something isn't going exactly our way, we need to make it happen. And I use that timeout, and I think they responded to that. And then we got on a run, and obviously that, snowballed a little bit.
Gabby, you've been through Pac-12 play before. What changes now that you go forward into Pac-12?
It's like a different type of game because we know each other so well, we play each other so often, but we just have to be like the tougher team coming into it, and like that helps a lot by knowing that we're more aggressive than the other teams.
Anything else?
Yeah, she's sustained a broken bone in her foot, and she's gonna be out for a while. I don't know exactly how long, but she's scooting around on that scooter and getting a lot of workouts in that don't involve weight bearing, and it's frustrating for all of us, and you feel for her, but I have no doubt that she'll work at getting better in the ways that she can while she's unable to play. We'll have more on it later when I get a better sort of assessment of how long.
Okay, and one more thing, I asked Tara Lambert this the other night. Over the course of the season, I guess there's 8 undefeated teams that have not, because Baylor got beat tonight, and USC might get beat because they're still playing UCLA. But all of those teams except 2 were ranked during the season, except for the 2 Pac-12 teams, Oregon and USC. Any thoughts on that? And perception of the East Coast bias, or these teams not getting respect for the Pac-12?
I mean, I've told these guys maybe 57 million times in the last 3 days how good the Pac-12 is. I've said, we can be first, or if we don't get it together, we can be at the bottom. That the league is that good. So I think people know. I mean, I just thought with our UCLA game, the feedback I got, people are like, really? You guys are the 4th and 5th best teams in that league? We were picked tied for 4th. So I think there's a great respect for our league. And it's really, really good that teams are coming in with great records. So USC and Oregon are legit. They've had some great wins, but I think you have to start first by winning the games, and then eventually I think national media will take notice of that. But I think they certainly we have how many ranked teams? Like 5 ranked teams now, right? And everyone knows how good Washington is, and they've been flirting with the rankings the whole time. So I think there's a great respect level for our league, and we're happy that everyone's had a really good non-conference, and it'll only make it stronger for each other when we start beating each other in league. It'll be quality wins versus bad losses, and so we're proud of everyone having a really good non-conference, and now the real fun begins.